Welcome to this week's episode of the Indian Dots podcast. We have discussed a number of things this week. As always got a number of shit going on, always got problems. First of all, what's this thing that Karan's doing? What's it called? Hindu family, please tell us what this means because we actually don't know. Number two, leg lengthening. Why is it bad? Why is it a thing? Why do people do it? Discuss that in depth. Number three, UK politics is hilarious. Just a quick little touch on it. Nothing too in depth. Chill. Don't leave us. Persist with us. Yeah. Number four, we also discussed why recruiters kind of low-key suck a little bit and they're just not very useful. And Doctor, we discussed one more thing. Oh yeah, why Karan has a gripe with how things are put into his calendar and the capitalization of words of each word in a sentence on an event and how critical it is to his happiness levels. If you want to find out more, and I think you should, because this shows him on a psychotic level, we'll see you there, yeah? In a bit. Welcome to this week's episode of the Indian Dots podcast. Hello, people. We are back in remote locations. I'm back in London. Karan's in Birmingham. He's looking very pale because his lights are very, very, very bright and white, which, I don't know, man. I tried to sort this out for him, and he has really dodgy lighting. I just think you're really fair skin, Karan. I'm going to go with that. What do you think?
I think it's nice.
Stop doing dancing shit, man. Answer my question.
No, it's not dancing. It's not like, you know, like in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, if somebody says, oh my God, you're so beautiful, I'm like, oh, mashallah, so beautiful. You know, you take that, right? You take the blessing, you take the thing, you hold it. You were saying nice things about me, so I was
doesn't this hand motion, the hand motion you're doing, doesn't that mean I take all your problems onto me?
No. Is that what you and Sanj do? To each other? I'll take it.
No, I thought that's what it meant though, universally.
You're like this, you're like, go.
Take my problems, take a tingle. No, I'm not doing that. But I thought it meant that. I thought it meant like, I accept all of your problems and I'm taking them on with you. That's what I thought it meant.
Maybe you're right. Let's put it out to the people,
maybe I misinterpreted.
Universal hand signal, like you said, maybe it does mean that. I always thought it was, the nice things you're saying, I'm taking it in, the blessings, right? But yes, I look a bit pale.
It could be beautiful. I mean, anybody who is of Hindu heritage, please let us know. Shout us in the comments, DMs, whatever. Reach out to us and tell us because we genuinely have no idea. If you're not sure what we're on about, look at the video footage of this hand gesture here. What does this mean when they do the head bubble too? What's the head bubble for? You know, universal understanding with the head bubble, but that would be super helpful. Anyway, Karan, what's been happening? Fill me in.
So, carrying on my trend of dental-related things and personal hygiene. So, as you'll know, I had my teeth whitened, I had a dental check, I've had my eyes tested. Like, it's been this whole kind of like personal health thing. And that's good because you only need to do things like every, 2 years unless you have a problem. So I went for my scale and polish. I used to be quite regular pre-COVID, and then COVID just didn't happen. And so there's a new guy now, right? There's a new guy. And he speaks Punjabi, and he was like, Baji. And, he said his name, and I felt really comfortable. But I've had this before. Have you had this done before?
Yes, I have, yes.
From like a dental hygienist, right? It can be, if you've not had it before, it can be painful. If there are areas of your gums which are a bit more sensitive, then when they're using that thing, that ultrasonic thing, sometimes you're like, oh my God, it feels like they're putting a knife into your gum. And it's not, right? But it feels like that.
I've got sensitive teeth as well, man.
Right, so that doesn't help. And so I took my own music. I took my little Bose sound link and I was like, turn your crap off. I'm putting my music on. I need to feel comfortable. Anyway, before the actual experience itself, let me tell you some cool things I learned about brushing and dental hygiene. My presumption was that as you get older, what? What's up? What was that face for?
This is enthralling shit, this man. You telling me about the perks of dental hygiene. But go on, tell me. Please.
See, this is what happens as you get older, man. You find this stuff, this is cool, right? So this is really inspiring. I tell you, this bit was really inspiring. My presumption, maybe you think the same, is but at some point as you get older, right, your teeth are just going to fall out. That's what I thought would happen to everybody. What do you think?
Who are you judging that off? Parents?
No.
Grandparents?
I don't know. Just like, okay, I see patients, I see people missing teeth and I'm like, okay, at some point they're just going to fall out. As in, you have baby teeth fall out. You get your adult teeth, some point they're going to come out. That was kind of my thinking. What's your thoughts?
No. They only come out with poor treatment. Your adult teeth are never meant to fall out.
Okay, so you're kind of half right. So what the guy said was, he was like, if you maintain good dental care, now that's a combination of what you're doing at home plus get regular professional dental cleaning, right? And the gums are healthy. So it's all we talked about was gums, right? He was like, most people brush their teeth and just the tooth, but you're not brushing the actual gum itself. And he was like, if you have healthy gums, don't have gingivitis, don't have bleeding points. So this is when they poke on each part of your tooth to see if it bleeds, right? Then, you could have your same set of teeth, healthy, strong gums until you die. And he's like, we have 90-year-olds with the original set of teeth. And I was like, do you know what? That's good to know, man. It's just, I need to do my bit, get this thing done about every 6 months or whatever. Fine. Anyway, so I sit into the chair, got my glasses on, okay, lying back. Now I'm going to go gym straight after this. I got my gym gear on. It's a little bit, it's a hot day.
Are you putting your hands behind your head as well?
No. So I had them here, right? And I was like, look, it was a bit sensitive last time.
Position.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've never thought of it like that, but that's exactly what it was, man. And
that's how I sleep, bro.
Bloody hell, that's scary shit, man. He sprayed some numbing stuff, put it on. I was like, fine. Started doing the work, and then there were some really like sensitive points, and I was like, ugh. So I started like scrunching my own hand and like going back, like, and then obviously your mouth's supposed to be open, and then obviously because it's painful, you start going like closing it. And he's like, "Budgie, can you please open your mouth?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah," and yeah, it's one of those things. But now that the hard work is done, he actually showed me a mirror as well. Like he showed me like a little bit behind. He's like, "This is plaque. This is not good." And I was like, "Okay." And then he gave me this thing called a TP brush. Have you heard of this concept? TP brush?
Okay. Can I interject now?
You can interject. Yeah.
These TP bloody brushes. Yeah. I saw my hygienist a few months ago, and she said, you got to come back and see me in December. I want to see you use these TP brushes.
Right.
These brushes are like, I swear they're a scam, because I don't know if they actually do anything. I'm going to find out in a few months if they do. So I've been doing them in every single gap I can, right?
Because some are too tight, isn't it?
Sizes. You've got ones for the front that's a smaller gap, and ones for the back that's a bigger gap. Yeah. And I was doing it, and I'm like, oh, are you supposed to get rid of it after like each go, or are you supposed to keep on going for 2-3 days? Because if you eventually bend it in a position, it wears to a point where you can't use it anymore because it won't fit in the gap, because the metal it's clinging onto with all the brushes, it bends too easily, so it gets out of shape. But go on, tell me, are you supposed to do it all the time? Are you supposed to change it every day, sorry?
No. So you got to pack a bit. He goes, it's much like a brush. You do it until the bristles are completely splayed and out of shape. But what he said is, combine that with, so I use kind of like a finger floss. It's like a disposable one. Because obviously in some gaps, you're right, it's too tight and you can't physically, you can try, but it hurts, man. Like if you're trying to get it through, and when I just started doing it, I was like,
well, eventually, if you keep doing it,
if
you keep doing it, the hole opens up and then it stops bleeding. It takes a few weeks. But for me, I wasn't a fan of doing it. I still do it because obviously I want to have like a good rating from my dental hygienist and not be told off and have a fucking medical bill all the time. And what they showed me was, I clean fine at the front, but at the back of your teeth on the lower, no one cleans it. So she got a mirror, put it behind my teeth and showed me. And I was like, oh my days.
Damn,
this
son.
ganda.
Yeah. And then did you find that thing? So then I'm sitting in my car now, driving away to go to the gym. And obviously you run your tongue right behind your teeth. And I'm like, oh my God, what's that weird feeling? Because obviously now there's a, before there was all that stuff. Now there's a gap and you feel like you're missing something. So then I put my finger in to check and I'm like, oh my God, am I missing like part of my tooth? It's like, it's just gone away. It's obviously all there. It still feels weird. I haven't got used to that, that clean feel. But here's the game changer thing. Mouthwash. Do you use mouthwash? Yes or no?
No.
All right, cool. Fine. If you did use mouthwash, tell me the sequence. You got brush, you got tongue, you got rinse, you got mouth, you got all these different types of things you can do with respect to oral hygiene. When would you use the mouthwash? Tell me.
I feel like I've been lied to about mouthwash, because when it came to mouthwash, I was told you're supposed to do mouthwash and then not touch your teeth for 15 minutes and then you clean your teeth. So I thought, I can't be asked to extend my cleaning regime longer than that. So I just thought I'm just going to brush them and that's it. But apparently that's been debunked and it's not true. So you can do them both simultaneously if you want to.
So yeah, you're basically right on both parts. So he basically said to me, don't do it afterwards. That's not good. He goes, you're brushing your teeth, you got fluoride in your toothpaste, and then you're rinsing your mouth and then using mouthwash. You're getting rid of all that goodness from that. So if you do want to use it, two options. Either use it in the middle of the day, completely away from brushing. I was like, that's not practical, you're at work. Imagine that, go to the bathroom and just, use mouthwash. That's not practical.
Bro, people do that. People do that, and they take a toothbrush to work after every meal and they clean their teeth. I'm like, you guys are psychos. I can't do this. I need to have some taste of like the food in my mouth afterwards. Best bit of the day is when you find a little bit of food in your teeth and you get it out and you're like, ooh, seconds, right?
That's disgusting, man. That's just what's wrong with you. You find the piece and you get rid of it. Don't eat that shit, man. Bloody hell, Indy. It's Confessions of Indy, that is. Yeah, so, and I was like, that's not practical. So he's like, just do it before. So now, mouthwash, then brush teeth, TP/flosser, tongue scraper, tongue down, normal brush, and then done. So yes, get it done,
I feel like
guys.
it's turning into a big routine now that wipes out a portion of my evening. And I'm just like, some days I really can't be asked to do the TP brush. I just clean the teeth and do my retainers and go to sleep. That's it. Other times it's like, oh, okay, fine, this is done. And you got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to do this, and you got to put it down. I'm like, oh, forget it, man. Too much effort.
Put a show on. That's the only way, man. Either put some music on or put a show on and just be watching that while you do all this stuff. Yeah, that's the only way, man.
I've started doing that. Yeah.
Right? So that was one thing. And then the second thing, man, had some Domino's pizza, wicked, really excited. Obviously love that special garlic sauce, that secret sauce that we don't know what's in it, but it just tastes so addictive. Open the packet. The thing shoots me in the eye. Straight in the eye. Right? And I'm just like, and I obviously can't see it, but Shindy's sitting right there. She's like, yo, it's like on the inside of your lid. Like, I don't know how you got it there. You need to like rinse the shit out. And I'm like, I want to eat this pizza. It's right in front of me. It's warm. I'll get the pizza. I'll just rub it in the sauce from my eye and eat it. And she's like, no. But what is the chance of that, man? Like, you like, straight in, man. So yeah.
I think that happens because when it's in the top corner of the pizza, it warms up, so there gets a little bit of pressure in it off the steam. So when you pop it open, it's ready to erupt, and then bam, it goes in your eye. That's why whenever I open it, I've seen it open, it's missed me and hit the wall. So I open it like upwards, so it pops up, and I'm like, okay, fine, sorted.
Technique.
You clearly are not a pizza veteran, and you know what? I feel like I taught you something here.
Define pizza veteran, sorry?
I knew that years ago, the little popping open
you
the
knew
sauce
about
thing
it.
away from your face. You never open it forwards, you open it like upwards in front of you.
Bro, I was traumatized, man. I was like, this is danger close, man. Right? So, yeah, I got attacked in the eye.
I'm disappointed in you having Domino's, honestly.
As opposed to... Not like Caprino shit you're on about again.
I put Domino's like near the bottom. It tastes like cardboard.
Domino's. Mr. Singh's on occasion. Pizza Hut only in person, never delivery. Papa John's haven't had in ages. Don't rate it that much. Caprino's down here. That is, your specialist pizza. It's not that good, man.
Take it back.
Take it back.
I've got to take it to a little pizza joint near mum and dad's that's a little independent. It's basically a fish and chip shop, but it's really good. I've been going there for years as well prior to Caprino's. That was really good. It's called New Scott Fish Bar. Shout out to them. If anybody wants to check it out, go check it out.
I do like independent places. You get that kind of different flavor. Domino's is consistent, man. Like, you just know what you're getting. It's just does the job. Happy days.
It's not, man. I've been to some really bad Domino's that was just horrible.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Then maybe it's just it's individual. What are you doing? What's that?
It's really thin, and it's really like you break it off and the pizza breaks in two. It doesn't peel apart.
Bro, I've never had that concept. You make it sound like roti that's gone too hard and you just break in it, just...
Oh my god, that's exactly how it is. There you go. Understood. See?
It's like makki di roti. Have you ever had makki di roti? Yellow roti? You have with saag? Have you had that?
Makki di roti is good though with saag.
Right, but you know that thing, like you try and have a burki, but you break it and it's like, oh. So then I met a friend who was like, bro, you're doing it all wrong, man. You need to think of makki di roti like pizza slice. You get a bit and then you load the saag on top and then you have it like that. Don't try and do it like a burki. You can't do it.
Did you not know that? If you were trying to like wrap it like into like a little wrap, like a cone, and then do it.
Yeah, exactly. Cone. I love that. I love how we know what it is, but to put it in English. So what shape do you make when you're making a burki?
In English terms.
Burki.
Yeah, cone.
Although my dad has the best technique, right? So And here's a little tip for everyone. So the day before my Rokka, right, we went out to Five Rivers. This is like 2015. And obviously Five Rivers Punjabi food, you're eating, hands in there, you get that like yellowness on your nails and the healthy stuff. So Dad's like, if you ever want to just not have that because you have an event, he gets the roti or the naan, rolls it up into a long thing, a bite of the roti, spoon of the sabji, whatever it is, and it's just no touch technique. Brilliant.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's not the
I feel
same
like
maza.
I want the texture of the warmth of the saag in the roti, and then I can absorb. I need that.
Yeah, it's not. It's not the same feel.
That it molds together well.
But it's very functional, and your hands don't get like haldified. Yeah,
I agree. It is. It is. You don't want those yellow nails on your wedding day, do you? Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And if you want to get those out, nimbu pani. So warm water, little kolli, like they have in India. So you clean it.
Lemon.
So lemon. Yeah, you got lemon. You have the lemon, chop it in half, and then you rub it on your nails in warm water. Done. That is your tip for today, guys. You get that yellow stain. That's how you get rid of it. I should start tips.
I feel like I learned something. Thank you so much.
Bro, what do our listeners say? People reach out to us. They learn something every week. I have learned how to open the packet of...
Yeah, why not?
And you have learned...
There you go. And they've learned how to scoop up a little bit. I learn a lot every week with you, man. You blow my mind, honestly.
I don't appreciate that sarcasm.
Huh?
I don't appreciate that sarcasm.
It's true, you do. You actually amaze me with some of the stuff you come up with.
See, you're doing it again now. You're saying what you're saying, but you've got this like dirty smile on your face where it's just like, I really appreciate everything you teach me. Yeah. So now, oh my God, he's doing the perfect. Look at the video. Look at the petty face.
Oh, you love it.
Love it. Jal, what's happening with you?
So, I have nothing going on with me of importance, but this is a major event, so I feel like I should mention it. The state of UK politics is absolutely fucked, and I am sitting here just laughing at it each time I see something each day. And I just wanted to shout it out really and just say the UK's fucked, isn't it? And it's just getting worse and worse. So I just find it hilarious, and I'm quite ashamed to be a part of this country.
Yeah, it's just I heard what she said today. She said I couldn't I couldn't execute the mandate that I planned to set out about low tax and prosperity. And I'm like, bloody hell, man! You had 44 days in office, and that's it. You're like, okay, I can't do it. Like, well, where do you go from here, man? I have no idea. So
the Liz Truss thing is funny, man. 44 days in office, you sack your chancellor, you sack your foreign secretary. You yourself don't step down until immense pressure comes on you to do it. Then you step down. Suella. Thing is, when they say resigned,
been asked to step down.
They were told to resign to save face. Yeah. Every time. It's never you're ousted in that way. It's like, okay, there's enough pressure here for me to step down and resign. Yeah. And that's exactly how it goes. So, yeah, I just sit there and I'm like, oh, announcement of one day. I thought she was going to last for like another week or so. Nope. And you can just see in Prime Minister's questions how things get really heated and it's just horrible. And now they're saying Boris Johnson's going to come back into the frame. It's just funnier and funnier, man, the way the UK works.
But then I was listening to, I don't know, some senior member of the Conservative Party, and he was just saying, I would not be happy to serve under Boris Johnson again, and that would be the opinion of quite a few. And the thing is, does Boris want to come back? That's the thing, man. He's probably like, look, yes. I did what I did. Well, let's see, man. He'll think about it. I think Rishi's going to run again. No, I know what you're saying, but it's just like,
this is the same Boris.
I told you.
No, this is the same Boris who wouldn't leave until his MPs forced him out. Yeah, he had so many scandals on his name, so many issues, so many fucked upness, so many blemishes. And the thing that got him out were his own people, right? He's like, if I get a chance to come back, I'll come back. Why not? Yeah, I can be the hero again. You can see it.
We'll see.
It's mad. The UK, with the way it runs its politics, is quite weird in the sense that you put a new person in and they have a completely different idea and they've not been elected, but they run the country how they see fit.
Yeah.
But because you voted for a party, despite the fact the leader wants to take it in a very different direction, you're supposed to just lump it. And I also learned something else today. Did you know a prime minister that leaves after being PM is eligible to claim expenses of up to 115k a year? So they basically get 115k allowance a year for the rest of their life.
Oh, okay. So
and it's
however
paid for
short
by the taxpayers.
the term of service.
However short. So she's just done 44 days, and now she gets to dip with 115K's worth of expenses she can put through forever.
So what you're suggesting is that we run for PM and then use the funds and the proceeds for the podcast. That is exactly what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes.
Man, imagine
that is
we
exactly what I'm saying.
The House of Lords.
Call me. Yeah.
Right.
We will
communicate
in
the House of Lords.
Yeah? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Indian Doctor are in the House. That would be something.
You know, House of Lords never had those conversations, right?
The House of Commons.
No. I need to stop you, man. The House of Lords people don't ever get that.
House of Commons.
Yeah, but the people who are Lords don't go into the House of Commons, do they?
Correct. No, why are we talking about House of Lords?
Go into the House of Lords.
Why are we talking about House of Lords?
Because you said you wanted to go into the House of Lords, and I said, what?
Yeah, I'm in the House of Commons. That's what I meant.
Acha,
what we see on TV, you know, the Parliament channel,
continue.
yeah? The Parliament channel.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it would be. On a lighter note, you'll be happy to know that I'm wearing a new t-shirt.
I couldn't tell, to be honest with you, mate.
I know, but I have bought 15 new t-shirts from Next. Great bargain, guys. If you want to bargain, £7 a t-shirt.
Why didn't you call me so I could get you nice t-shirts or recommend some nice t-shirts for you?
Can I be honest? Me and Shindy had a discussion. No, we had a discussion, and it's like, for me, block color works. And I said, what about Indy? She said Indy has a different teenager hippie vibe thing. And he pulls it off with his unique t-shirts. She framed it a lot better than this. She's basically saying that you've got your style, you're into
t-shirts.
Right? Like you do, like you wear really, you wear things that I would never be able to pull off.
I'm only into t-shirts because of my brother, but yeah, okay.
Oh, is that where the credit goes? Okay, fine.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
So yeah, like we were in Next yesterday, and I was looking at some quirky t-shirts. I was like, yeah, like maybe 5-10 years ago, but now I just love the simplicity of your stuff isn't quirky. I'm saying the stuff there was quirky. Block color t-shirts, okay, guys. You want a deal? 3 for $21, man. Great deal.
I thought you said it was £1 a shirt.
No, £7 a shirt. Mate, £1 a shirt.
Oh,
bloody hell, that'd be great, man. £1 a shirt.
I thought you got it from like the Foundry or something. The Foundry Mill.
Boundary Mill or Foundry Mill?
Boundary Mill. That's it. Boundary Mill.
Boundary Mill outlet.
Yeah. That place is legendary.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
No one under the age of 65 in there, man. And then I rock up in it.
But we all know about it because you have that one bag at home. If you're from Birmingham, you have that one Boundary bag, and it's just got that thing on the side, and you're like, oh, that's a heavy duty bag. That they give you the big one. You know, the big one that people used to get from BHS or Debenhams. Yeah, they give you the big boy bag.
There you go. Lots is happening.
Sweet. All right, let's conclude the segment. We'll jump into the next one. Welcome to Confessions of a Married Man. Doctor is yawning on me. So what I'm going to say is, imagine you had to fall asleep in a big house and it's silence at nighttime. You hear nothing. Then all of a sudden you hear... No. You just hear random creaks, random sounds, and you're staying in this fat yard. What do you do? Because I stayed at my parents' yard. I'm not saying it's a fat yard. It's a normal size house. And what I'm saying is, when I was there alone last week, every little noise, I am a light sleeper now because I can hear more. But any noise I heard, I sat there and I was like, what do I do right now if someone's in the yard? Like, you lie there and you think, well, I'm lying in this way, right? I'm sitting there like, okay, right. I know where the Karpan is. Okay. But
is
it's
that your best choice,
and it's also narrow on the stairs, there's nothing I can do. So let me just roll over and hope that nothing is happening. Now, if there's other people in the house, you got to go. And if it's just you, you can kind of be like, Jello, I'll accept it. It's fine. Take what you want. Take it and go. Yeah. What do you think?
See, other people is good because obviously you've got a group of people and you can kind of confront whatever the issue or noise is. As a group, you feel safer. Now, first point. Is a Karpan the best choice of weapon? Think about it.
So, I don't live there anymore, innit? I don't know where the stuff is. So I don't know where the baseball bat used to be. I don't know where the cricket bat used to be.
In general, though. What would... See, Karpan is great as a deterrent. I'll flash this at you, you go away. If you actually had to use it though,
That's why I chose it.
yeah. But if you had to use it, you're like, I'm not going to kill. I don't want to kill someone. Whereas with a stick, right now, I found the best type of weapon is like a Filipino Screamo or Kali stick because it's bamboo. It's super light, but it's very hard, which means you can wield like hockey stick is probably good. Cricket bat's good, man, but like it's still it's quite heavy, man. Right? Whereas these bamboo sticks,
Baseball bat.
bang. Oh, baseball bat. Yeah, baseball's a good one. You need double-handed. But see, that you're more so, you can be like, I'm going to strike somebody in the knee. I'm not going to aim for the head. I can injure them. I can hurt them. I'm not going to kill them. Kapan, it's like, it doesn't matter where you hit it, man.
Depends,
you landed
though,
that thing.
innit? Nah, but you say this.
Right.
You say this, but consider this, right? You're walking down the stairs. Someone's walking up the stairs towards you. What's in front of you for you to aim at to hit someone? How are you going to aim for the leg then? You're not going to swipe down, are you? You're going to swipe into them. Why is my bloody Alexa going off? Right? You're going to do that.
And again, you're using a very specific, like that's a very, I wasn't talking about like being on an angle, but should you be on an angle? Again, you still got the range. You can still aim for the arm. You don't have to aim just for the head.
But it's not specific though, is it? Because the most common thing that's going to happen is you're asleep upstairs and someone's likely to break in downstairs because they think they can run around downstairs when no one is and leave without raising the alarm. So if you're upstairs and you're coming down the steps, you might potentially meet.
I still
So you're always thinking, what's the thing I'm going to hit you with? The first body part in front of me is the head.
Yeah. Oh, fine. Okay, I still don't understand why we're arguing. But even if you go for the head, I'd rather hit somebody's head with a stick than a kirpan.
Okay, yeah, agreed, obviously.
That's all we're talking about, man. Bloody hell.
Okay, cool. You said like aim for the leg. I was like, yeah, that's nice.
No, I'm saying ideal situation.
But, logistics-wise.
Logistics-wise. Yeah, fine. Okay. And then do you lock your door? That's the other thing.
No, I don't. I leave the door open so I can hear everything else in the house.
What the hell is wrong with you? Lock the door,
Because if you lock the door, you can't hear anything around the house. Now you're oblivious.
No, but then if it gets close enough, then you'll definitely hear it. And if the door's closed, you've got a barrier, man. How are you going to close the door if you hear it? If you're going to be quick enough to close the door?
Wait, hang on. Closed or locked?
Locked. You're saying you leave it open anyway?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would have left it open. I mean, I understand leaving it closed because if you have a door that has to be open, it pops open, it wakes you up.
Right.
So that's a good way of alerting yourself. But, you got to think about these things. Yeah,
no, you should. You should always think about contingency. If this were to happen, what would I do? Where would I go? What's my safe place? You got to run through scenarios in your head. Jason Bourne style, yeah? Where are my exits?
Do you have all these things laid out around the house with like places you think you would go if somebody broke in?
Yeah, we kind of have a thing like if it happens here, this is where we congregate. If it happens here, this is what we do. Yeah, like we thought about a couple of scenarios.
I feel like you're so meticulous with your planning. You would make everyone do a dry run of this at least once a year. Like you would pretend to have someone break in, come downstairs, be like, right, John, it's happening. Everyone downstairs now. Let's go. Right, Karpan, check. Baseball bat, check. Bamboo stick, check. Sorti, check. Let's go. Everyone downstairs. Beat the shit out of this person. Then pay the knuckles and say thank you.
Thank you. No problem.
Smoke grenade.
Smoke grenade, and then you come down. They can't see.
You would definitely do a dry run, though. I know you would. You'd be like, you were late to get to the meeting place in the house. Where the fuck were you?
Yeah, you got to think about your
life or death. I could be dead by now.
Yeah, especially with your bloody technique. Leave the door open. I can hear more things. Stop it. Lines of defense, man. You need to know if the door is locked. What can I push in front of the door that's going to create even more of a barrier, right? Then if they're still trying to come through the door, then that's when your kirpan might be handy. If the hand comes in because they're trying to break through the door, then you're like, chop as it comes in, right? Deterrence.
Oh, my days, chop.
Yeah.
Apparently all that's allowed, FYI. Somebody does break into your house, you are allowed to go at them. However, it's the intent you go at them with. If you keep lashing at someone again and again when they're down and dead, it's different. If you hit them and they strike
I just wanted to make sure I decapitated him fully. That's also the other thing. If you subdue someone, right? Then you need some rope. You need tape. You need to tie the shit out of that person, man. Arms, legs, mouth, thing over their head. Like, you need to fully have eyes on them. Be secure. 2 people on that person until somebody, from the police or whatever comes. So, you need to... Because what do you see in films? Something happens. They get knocked out and then they come back and then the body's moved.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You tie that shit up. You put a bag on it. Right? Okay.
Well, as a doctor, Karan, if you knock someone out, how quickly do they tend to regain consciousness?
It depends on the mechanism of how they've been knocked out. For example, somebody's walking around, they faint, and they fall over. Might be a few seconds. If they have an epileptic fit, could take a while. If somebody's like sparked out cold, like from a punch from boxing and things, that could be a few minutes. That could be a while. If obviously you've done it, like,
okay.
Yeah, nice, like these reports you read about, man on a night out gets punched and then dies. It's because it's been hit with so much force.
Yeah,
then
because they fall and hit their head on concrete.
Right, bleeding in the brain, game over. Then you're definitely not waking up. So, yeah. So I mean,
there we go. Thank you for making me rethink my entire strategy. I'm now going to have to go home and write a notebook and handbook on how to handle an intruder in the house. My dad will say, Coiny, wake me up. There'll be no problems. That's what I'll say.
And then your dad will be like Jordan Belfort and be like, I'll sell you this pen. That's it. The guy will be so happy. But I don't want to take anything else. Right? I don't take anything else. What? Okay, here's an interesting question for you. That's your super dad. What about your other dad? What would his approach be? I'm interested in that.
Oh, father-in-law, man. Thing is, because he's still in like an area where a lot of George still happens.
Right.
He's very aware of his surroundings, but I don't actually know what he would do. So I need to actually ask him and say, Dad, what would you do if this happened?
What's
If I had to hypothesize, I would back him to react the same way as my dad, which is, Jello, one of us is dying today and it's not me. That's how I would hypothesize it. Because low-key, both my dads are OGs, right? And I would consider them to take that stance. Because you've seen both of my dad's hands. They're huge, right? They've got these bare hands from doing Ketti work, innit? Right? Yeah. So I'm like, well, if you see the size of them, you don't really want to think, this is definitely worth dying for. You're like, no, I'm going to go to the next man's house who's scrawny, got a bit of a did, isn't really moving that well. Yeah, I'll take my chances there.
I'm thinking that also Sanj... I concur. I'm also thinking Sanj would be quite formidable. She's grown up in London. Like she's OG. She's gangster. She knows her way around a needle.
Wifey is.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't mess with Sanj. The stare is enough.
I wouldn't either.
She's got the look. Like you look in Sanj's eyes, and you're like, you've been through some stuff. I'm not messing with you. I'll pick on Indy. He looks soft.
I look soft. Ooh. I'm the one with anger issues, apparently. Right?
Compared to say, yeah. You know what it is with you though, but yours is like cute anger. It's like we can say it to you, like, oh, Indy's getting angry, right? But with Sanj, I wouldn't say it to her. If I was concerned, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm not looking. I'm just gonna turn away. Like that's like real fear. With you, it's like we call you out. We're like, oh, he's getting angry. Oh, he's getting angry.
Here we go. Does he need feeding? Right, that's what you got to think.
But that is generally your thing, isn't it? It's just food. It's just food, man. You're just a hungry dude.
That's it, man. I'm just a hungry hippo. That's all I am.
Yeah.
Tell me your confession, Karan.
My wife, my Shindy, right? So before getting married, I would say her level of organization was, kind of on par with the average person in society, so basically non-existent. And I pride myself on organization and systems and processes, as you know, Para knows, as most people who know me know. And it's cool.
You really live life on the edge,
Absolutely. Well, I actually do, man. I get a lot done.
I need to ask you.
Yeah.
I need to pause you there. What flexibility do you have in your day-to-day routine? Do you plan like your meal times as well? Do you plan like when you're going to take a shit? Like
Zero meal time. Shit is basically like very rare. I take a morning shit. My body will get me through the day. As soon as it detects something back home, it's like, you need shit and I'm going to allow you to do it now. My body's good like that. It's very rare that I have to do it outside of the home setting.
Interesting.
Plus, I have,
So you don't ever have this.
bidet.
So you have some flex in your day-to-day routine. That makes me feel happy inside. Continue with the story.
Yeah, because remember, it's about what are you flexing on, right? So food. Okay, breakfast I eat generally the same time because I'm going to work. Lunch I'll have the same time. I try and leave it as late as I can in the day. Dinner is just whatever everybody's doing. Apart from that, I think I'll go good level flex. It's like things need to be done, but there's no particular order for them to be done, as long as they get done, right? Anyway, at its core is my Google Calendar, right? If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. I'm not meeting you. You're not going to meet me.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. You don't book it in with me. You don't book in time with me. It's just not happening, right? Calendar is, it's done for at least, a couple of months. Some things are up to a year. It's just got everything. And the more you use Google Calendar, you learn about, its benefits. Like you can put other people on things. Like, I CC you into things. I can put attachments into there. A good thing I like about bills. So, I don't know, once a year I need to speak to Sky. Reminder comes up 31 days before. Previous contract, how much I've paid, discussion I've had. It's all there. I don't need to store that anywhere else. That's the perfect place for it. Right. Now, as you'll know with Google Calendar, you can create an event or you can have something that's all day. So with an event, there'll be a time. Shindy has started using my Google Calendar, which is fine. Although I've created a Gmail for her, but she doesn't like using it. So she likes using mine because she, a lot of the time, wants to see what I'm doing. So she can book me into things as well. And what she will do is say she has an event, like seeing the dentist, and say the dentist is at 3 p.m. When you write in the event 3 p.m. see dentist, Google Calendar will then take away that 3 p.m. because it will make it as part of the thing. It's 3 p.m. But then I will go into my calendar when I'm on like my desktop here and look at just, because she's obviously added some things that I don't recognize. The color system is different. She won't capitalize the first part of the word. That really annoys me. That's the first thing. I forgot about that actually. Just reminding myself. That annoys me. So for example, say it's dinner and she's booked it in. If the D is not capital, I have to go and edit that and the D has to be capital. So that really annoys me. Fine, that's the first thing.
You got OCD, you're like me.
Yeah. About something. My Google Calendar definitely. And like there's a color coding system I have as well. So like holidays are in yellow, work is in green. When it's like things to be paid, it's like red is the deadline or expiration, 31 days is in orange. My job's in orange. You got your finger up. Yeah.
What's the color of the podcast? If you say green,
it's not work, is it? It's blue. It's a default.
I don't know, man. Do you classify it as work?
It's not work. So is that a trick question? Trying to trick me out, are you? It's not work.
I am trying to trick you out.
It's not work when I spend time with my friend.
Yeah. See? There you go.
That's the right answer. Right? I got the right answer. Yes. So what she will annoyingly do, Google Calendar is already telling you what time.
What's the color? No. You haven't told me the color.
I told you you missed it. Blue.
No?
I told you you didn't hear it. Blue. I said it's a default.
What does blue? Oh, okay, fine. I'll take that. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah. It's not green. Yeah. Yeah. So she's seeing the dentist at 10 a.m. Right? Google Calendar is telling us 10 a.m. I can see it's 10 a.m. I don't need in the subject the title 10 a.m. see the dentist. So then I asked her about this. I was like, why, when calendar's already told you it's 10 a.m., you have to put 10 a.m.? She goes, well, I don't want to click into it to see what time it is. I just want to be able to see it from the outside. I'm like, that's not how Google Calendar works, baby. Not on my Google Calendar anyway. You want to do that shit, you do it on your own calendar. Not my calendar. Okay, don't come into my place of peace. My Google Calendar. And start messing around with fonts and sizes and colors and, just putting like question marks in random places.
Font sizes, colors, non-capitalization of letters.
Random. All right, okay. Here's
times
question for you.
in the subject title.
It's time. Absolutely not allowed. Right, here's a question for you, Indy. Say you have something in the calendar which is kind of like penciled in, right? That expression we have. How would you write that in the title? Say we're going to meet for a social, right? So dinner with Karan, but we don't know if it's definite. What would you write?
I already know how you write this in because you've sent me all the invites, but you put TBC at the end.
Yeah, he knows me.
That's what you write.
And if you'll notice, this is actually another side point. This is actually another side point. So in that TBC, it'll be say like something Indy space hyphen another space TBC. I can't have it where if I use a hyphen, if the words are touching each other, really annoys me. Has to be word, space, hyphen, space, next word. The symmetry of a space.
Touching each other,
No, it's not good. There has to be a space either side of the hyphen, right? Like, I feel good. It just looks so clean, right? Cleanness is what it's all about.
Oh my God, this is insane. You're actually a psychopath. I swear to God, I am not that meticulous about writing things.
Can I share the
I'll
screen?
just type it out and get it on paper and I'm happy.
If I share the screen, they can actually see what I'm talking about.
It won't.
No?
Don't share the screen. You'll fuck up the whole schematics of the recording. Don't do it.
Okay, fine. I'm looking at it now, though. And for example, Black Adam, the rock song is released tomorrow, right? So, capital B for Black, capital A for Adam, space, hyphen, space, release, capital R. That is the optimal way that it should be presented. Visually, does the job,
So,
right?
within every single title you have, do you put every start of the word in a capital case?
Let us...
Do you capitalize every start of your word in every single title?
I do, yeah. I can see that now. Yeah. That's exactly what I do. I love that.
Wow.
That's important to me.
That is prime OCD behavior. You know that, right?
Shindy will not use the TBC system. She will put random question marks before and after and double question marks. I'm like, whoa. So I have to go in TBC. You know, it's like I think
she does this to piss you off, genuinely.
Maybe.
That is the equivalent of writing Shindy was WOZ here. That is exactly it.
Oh,
and this is sensational.
It's a confession. So, you know, we had to have a sit down talk and set some boundaries. I was like, if you're going to use my Google Calendar, you have to respect the color, the spacing, the font. There's a lot of things. You know, it's not just you just put what you want there.
How did that conversation go exactly?
It's fine. She had a good giggle and we moved on. That was it.
And has she improved her behavior since?
Let us see.
Oh my God, he's going to have a look.
Yeah,
About to get a live reaction.
Live reaction. Oh, I know she has put something in somewhere.
Oh my God, I hope she's done it. I hope if she's done this now, John will get it after and she's even going to talk about it on the podcast.
Okay,
this is prime trolling.
So I'm looking at, it's 20th today. I'm looking at the 1st of November, right? 1st of November, the calendar is telling us 2 o'clock and she's not put 2 p.m. in the title. Good. Then she's put her name, capital first letter. Good. Second word, first letter, not capitalized. Bad. So that's not bad. There's only a little bit of, you know, tweaking. Should I tweak it now? I'll tweak it later.
Now, when you feed this back to her, make sure you do exactly what you did just then. You emphasize the positives and then you slide in the negative. Because if you leave with the negative, she will lose her shit like any natural person would. Thank you.
So I was told this technique about how giving feedback, and this is how it goes. You say, this is what you did. This was good, but here's how it can be even better. See?
That sounds like some primary school shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But look, here's what you can do better, right? Here's how you can be even better. I'm emphasizing
here's
that.
Here's how you can be even better.
That sounds pervy, man. You got these pervy voices, man. Stop it.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, sometimes teachers are like that in primary school. They really overemphasize things to get their point across, don't they? They have to, because that's the only way that the kid understands. So I was thinking, is that how you do it? Or do you just say, this is how you could do it better?
Yeah.
See? Which one's nicer?
Second. Absolutely.
Wow. Spoke like a true doctor there, Karan. Well done.
Absolutely.
Stoic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into Dr. Chronicles. Before we dive into the segment, can we just say, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep retention rates up. I got to mention this halfway through, you know. People aren't pressing the right buttons, interacting in polls. So please do. Let us know. Feedback's always great. People have sent us some nice messages in the last few days. Keeps us going. Makes all this worth it. So yeah, jump into that. Much love. Thank you, Doctor. Tell me about the Chronicles of your life. Actually, this week ain't even about you or something that you've been through, but it's something you read.
It's
so
not, isn't it? Yeah. You know, you introduced it. You sent me the article. You talk about the article and I'll give you the perspective. What did you glean from the article from GQ magazine?
So, article is about leg lengthening and it's done in men. So, leg lengthening surgeries are becoming more and more of a thing. It's a cosmetic surgery where... Is it cosmetic, Aaron? Is that correct? Before I go any further?
Yeah. Well, I think what we're talking about definitely is this aesthetic, whereas there is a prehistoric indication. So, for example, if you're born with a medical condition that meant you had one leg which is shorter than the other, okay, so what it talks about in the article is a older version
corrective.
of... Right, exactly. It's a corrective, not aesthetic or cosmetic, as it were. So there's a need. You can kind of make the case there's more of a need for that, whereas this is purely... But then, it depends how you look at it, isn't it? If somebody says, well, actually, my mental health is really bad because I'm short, because I don't have the confidence to do X, Y, Z. By doing that, then your mental health improves. Is it cosmetic?
I'd still say it's cosmetic because it's done for reasons that are not actually done to direct your physical health. So if something cosmetically improves your mental, that's different. But sticking to strictly physical principles, this is cosmetic. Fair?
But no, but that's my point. Are people doing it for that reason? A lot of stuff I read.
We can dive into that in a sec. I'm still introducing it.
Go on, Karen.
Yeah. So that's all it basically is. It's men having that done professionally by surgeons. The market for this exploded during COVID because people were at home, so they could have the surgery done without other people realizing it. And it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's kind of freaky. So, Karan, take it away.
Yeah, man, it's pretty odd. So if we talk, prehistoric, like we said, if corrective surgery, you have abnormal leg length, I can understand that, right? And that kind of surgery was basically so you'd break the bone, controlled breakage of a bone. And then what you do is the broken bits of bone are all pinned. So think of like in your lower leg, around your lower leg, having a cage. Right? So you got a cage around your leg, and we have what we call external fixation. So you have a nail which goes into the bone and keeps that bone from moving. So then you've got gaps between the bone. Then what the bone will do is form new bone in between, which therefore, when it all reforms, you've got a longer length of bone. That's kind of the old way of doing it. Obviously very painful. Now, this newer technique doesn't use that. It uses magnets. And it is obviously still about breaking the bone and then putting in titanium bits to lengthen, which can then be sort of extended. And I read you can add between 3 foot and 6. No, 3 foot and 6 foot? Was it inches? Ooh.
6 inches. 3 to 6 inches.
It was that, wasn't it? It wasn't feet. Can't have been feet.
3 to 6 inches. Yeah. Fucking hell, feet. Goran, 3 to 6 feet.
I was thinking, I was like 6 feet.
Giant people out here.
That's big. Yeah, that makes much more sense. So they were saying if you want to add the 3, which is obviously the cheaper option, the more inches you add, the more expensive it becomes, then it's breaking the top, which is the femur, the longest bone in the body. Whereas if you also want to, if you want to get taller, then you also then have to break the bottom as well, the tib fib. But, it's not I don't know, man. I think, the investment, you're looking 60 to 75 grand starting.
75 grand starting, I think. Yeah.
Right? Up to like 150, 160. And like the guy they were talking about in the article who'd had this done. Yeah. It's like he wasn't like a baller or anything. He had agreed to pay it back on a monthly basis for 5 years. And I think it was more than $1,000 a month. Like someone's mortgage. And I was like, yo, you got to have a lot of surplus cash, or you really got to, think this is going to be a benefit. And then the other thing, which, again, they presented it in the article, which I thought was really interesting, is remember, you're lengthening the legs. You're not lengthening the body or the arms. So the proportion, so it says there, basically, if you're naked, or if your clothes are off, you're going to look...
You're naked, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to look really weird. Like people who see you, like your arms are still short. Like if I had it, right? So I'm 5, I don't know how tall I am. I'm 5'4", 5'5", something like that. If I had it done, magically become 6 foot tall, but my arms and chest are still the same size, that's just weird, man. Right? Then I look like some lanky guy. That would be so
funny. I'm sorry. I'll be like, why are your legs so long and the rest of your body poor?
Right.
It's not
Exactly. It'll be like, oh, why are your trousers like all the way up here? And if you look at in the article, they've got a really good thing when they actually show X-rays. I think it's normal person or the same person had the thing done at the top, the 3 inches, and then the 6 inches.
The pre and post. Yeah.
Right, but there's 2 images, right? And if you look closely, indeed, I want you to look at this because you're not medical. Actually, have you got it open?
I've got to open up my phone. Hang on, give me a sec. Here you go.
Yeah, open
so
it.
guys,
Go
if
to the
you want to
X-ray.
just follow along, the website article's on GQ magazine. It's called Inside the World of Leg Lengthening. All right, so type it in. Yeah, go on. Anyway, carry on. Yeah,
So
I've got the images here. Yeah.
Perfect.
Let me just let the camera focus. Actually, that might help.
Yeah, go on.
I'll do that. Will the camera focus?
It's trying,
No,
isn't it?
it won't focus. All right, go on. Yeah.
So image 1, you can obviously see the normal bone, yeah? No, nothing's been done.
Yeah.
What I want you to focus on is the distance from the bone to the edge. You'll be able to appreciate the muscle, basically outside of the bone, that kind of whitey loose shadow, right? Now compare that, the sort of the width of that or the chunkiness of that to the next two images. Look what happens. What do you notice?
Yeah, it shrunk a lot. That means he's had a lot of atrophy, muscle atrophy.
Absolutely, man. He's lost loads of muscle because he's obviously inactive. And if you look at the last image, now look at the knees. What's happening to the knees? They're going inwards, aren't they?
The knees have caved in, which means...
Right, you've got to knock
he's
knees.
got flat feet, which means he's lost so much muscle in his body that his legs are going in.
Yeah, is that what you want to look like? You're standing tall, but you have these skinny-ass legs with no muscle? Like, it's not a good look.
And also, if you look closer, in between where the prosthetic part of the leg is, you can see that big ass gap missing in the middle.
Yeah. So it's a lot of money, a lot of recovery time, right? And the guy was talking about how he's on so many painkillers and he's supposed to be on crutches and da. Because remember, this is what we call controlled trauma. Like the guy says in there, he goes, what you're doing is the same thing you would do-ish for someone who's had a car accident.
Yeah, or someone who's been hit by a bus.
Right? Like, let that sink in. Voluntarily doing this. So the question now is, then it talks about how, is this playing God? And, that kind of argument comes into it. And it's, should this treatment be available? Right? And the problem is, once you make something available, irrespective of the price tag, somebody's always going to buy it, man. There's always going to be this need that's created. Should it be available? That's the question.
In respect to the price tag, I'd say no. I think if you have a price tag, think of how many short people there are in the world, and the price tag is going to be something that pre-qualifies you. You are limiting your pool somewhat depending on price tag, because that's based on income. Even if you do, I don't know, a 10-year payment back plan, that's still going to eliminate some people. So price point does do that. I don't completely agree. I'm not bothered about the playing God thing. I'm more bothered about just how physically it's affecting you. And also, you're just going to look like an idiot. If you're doing this for, say, to impress other people and they see you with shorts on, they're like, why are your legs so long? And then the questions are going to be asked, like, I have my legs lengthened. And people will prejudge you on that. They're not going to not judge you. They'll be like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I guess, but in that kind of aesthetic world, there are a lot of things that people can do, and maybe when they're first conceived, they weren't accepted wholly, and now they just, like lip fillers, man. Lip filler Botox is just, right? Same with breast enlargement. Like, maybe when it started, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe you've done that. And now it's just a sort of accepted practice. Like, okay. People, you kind of just get over it, and you're like, okay, that's what you've done. I guess the other thing, all those things we mentioned are mainly in women. It's a kind of accepted thing that women will want to improve the way they look. But what do men? Okay, the big thing for men is hair, isn't it? Hair transplants. That's the kind of one I'd say is accepted, like wholly.
Or laser. I get laser. Yes. I'll say, I've got laser on my cheeks. Like, it's a thing, man. Yeah.
Again, it's accepted, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would say it's more wholly accepted. That and the hair thing. But yeah, leg lengthening. Yeah, it just seems like. Yeah, I even said to Shindy, because I read the article and I said, hypothetically, would you want me to get this done? No. What did I say? Would you ever want me to get this done? Is there ever a scenario, right, where this would be appealing? I know her answer was no, but I just wanted to.
No, because you're already taller than her. So why would she want you to be even more taller than her?
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. Maybe I was thinking from a personal perspective.
That's the first thing I would have thought. Why didn't you think of it that way?
No, but I never think about, is there like an optimal difference in height between, husband and wife? Yeah, you want to be taller, but
there
then
is optimal.
Yeah. I didn't think of it like that. I was just like, what am I imagining if I was 6 foot tall? Would that be a problem for you?
Every couple's different, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, and then I was thinking about, is there ever a scenario I would have considered that? No, not really. Look, had there been something which is more like you take a supplement, okay, I would have been open to that when I was younger.
When you were younger, pre-Shindy, because she's accepted you for who you are. It's not really worth getting done, is it?
Like, what's his name? Lionel Messi, he was on some sort of growth hormone. He was on growth hormones,
from a young age, sponsored by Pape or by Barcelona. So, yeah.
Yeah, because he was small, wasn't he? I mean, he's not big now, is he? So Tiny. You can only imagine how small he was. Yeah. So, yeah, something like that I probably could have considered. But, yeah, man, the whole aesthetic game is just a very interesting thing, because it comes back to that central point which you said at the start. What is the intention? Okay. So I'm at the kind of point where it's not for me to judge what anyone else does, whether it's a nose job, breast enlargement, this lengthening, Botox filler, right? And I ran a business in Botox and fillers for a while, but I sold it. And the reason we walked away, for me personally, was when it was going well and we wanted to scale, we went to a marketer, Indy, and we said, look, this guy I really respected. I was like, we need you to run ads. Yeah, because we can just like scale this massively. And he agreed to do it. And we're like, oh, wicked, man, this is going to be game changer. And then like 2 days after he rang me, he's like, no, I can't do it. And I was like, okay. And I really respect this guy. So I was like, what is your reason? Like, I need to know. And he said, I think he had a sister with, I think she has special needs. And he basically said, look, I don't want to live in a world one day where the default position, the status quo, is that everybody has filler and Botox. Right? That becomes the norm. You're not the minority, right? And that my sister feels that she is the anomaly. And therefore, to conform, she has to get this done. He said, I don't want to live in that world. And it hit me with so... Like, it was such a profound statement. And I was just like, I sat there and I was like, why are we doing this? I thought about the original reasons why we went to Botox and filler. And primarily it was, I saw Dr. Leah talking to it on The Apprentice. And I was like, yo, good business, good earner. I can do this. Easy. Right? That's pretty much it. But reflecting on it now and thinking, did I get enjoyment from doing it? Were the clients happy? Compared to, say...
Were they ever happy?
Well, here's the thing that we learned. When we ran offers that targeted a older population, so we had a clientele, professionals who wanted Botox, never haggled, regulars, very happy because their expectation was realistic. Once we realized that, we only ever ran offers for them. We ran no offers on lips. We just didn't want it because that population, sadly, the younger generation, the ones that are much more likely to have body dysmorphia, are just never happy. And that's where we'd have problems. Yeah. Not to the point where people making claims or suing, nothing like that. But, just generally like expectation was just
wearing on someone's self-esteem, young age, impressionable, all those things. Right?
And I was like, when I'm in hospital, I help someone, they're genuinely thankful. There was genuine gratitude. I was like, I don't get that from this. I was like, this for me now I'm not helping people. And that's the reason why I walked away. So
I'm glad someone helped you see sense, man.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong in practitioners or clinicians doing it, but I always give the advice. They always ask me like, why did you do this? And any advice on setting up. I'm like, if you're going to do it, you must do it for the right reasons. Right? And you have to be very clear, because if this is just pure money making, and we know that, and we say that you should enjoy what you do. It's not just about the money, but more so I'd say in this industry, because it is very, involved. You obviously put needles and things in people's faces. So yeah, what about you? What are your thoughts on the aesthetic industry as a whole?
Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I hate how every single person out there who's a woman has to look like Kim K, and they all end up looking the fucking same. Even makeup artists, they do the same thing. They make people look the same. They look exactly like Kim K. It's silly. And I'm just like, just be yourself, be happy with who you are. I get that's different. I get that's difficult. I get everyone has their own struggles with it. We've all got trauma. We've all got shit to deal with. It's not linear by any stretch of the imagination. But I don't like how the world is becoming this fixation on like filters and shit. Dude, it's getting so extreme that people are getting like people are wishing their eyes were larger, like how they are on a Snapchat filter, because it makes them look better. And I'm thinking, you want to make your eyes larger. If that was a thing, people would fucking do it. And I'm just thinking, this is wrong. It doesn't need to be like this. Just genuinely be happy with how you look. That's a real hard thing for people to swallow and accept. And people are going to call me a hypocrite because I get laser. Yeah, fair play. Go ahead. I'm doing that because I didn't like how my hair was growing so high on my cheeks, and I wanted to pull it down a level to make it look normal, but what I used to have. That's different. So in my eyes, it's different anyway. You guys may have a different opinion. I don't like this world and how it's fixated on looks. And I think social media has amplified it. But back in the day, all you had to look at was magazines. Now it's everywhere you look. That's the distinction and difference. And fair enough, ad companies are trying to nail down on it and stop people from bidding on these keywords and shit like that, which is another reason probably why it would have been difficult for the guy to take on your old business going in aesthetics, because it's hard to advertise those things correctly under Facebook's policy. That was years ago. I'm sure it's stricter now. I still think it's always with the wrong intentions. And I'll level with you. When I was doing the work for you initially, the video work, I was getting a bit uncomfortable. I was like, I don't know if I like this, because I was thinking the similar thing of like morals. I was like, I don't agree with this. Like, my heart's not really in it. Fair enough. Other stuff that I was doing for you, the medical stuff, was actually helping people qualify for their degree. Completely different. Yeah, this was, this person's having work done on themselves, and they're probably, I'm judging here. They may not be on like a massive amount of money, but they're putting a lot of money towards this treatment because they think it will make them feel better. And it just made me feel a certain way about it. Anyway, that's my 2 pence.
Yeah. No, these are all very valid points. And what I say, though, is to a lot of people, look, if you're thinking about doing it, just do it, man. You need to understand and reflect on things. And like in most things in life, you get clarity once you have feedback. And so I have zero kitsch or zero kind of like FOMO as to, I wish I could do that, or should I go back to that? No, zero. Doesn't serve my higher calling, my higher purpose, my ikigai, which is to help people. And it actually gives me a lot of clarity that when I take on projects. So podcast, right? Doing the podcast with you serves a higher purpose. For me, it's about that kind of journaling, getting everything off. But clearly we're helping people. And like you said, the messages reflect that. And we want maybe continue to serve our listeners.
I agree. Yeah. Sweet. I think that wraps it up. In a nutshell, Karan, tell me the negative impacts of having leg lengthening go. Very painful. No guarantee you're actually going to improve your mental health. You're going to have disproportion between the rest of your body and obviously your legs. Maybe harder for you to gain that muscle back. You could get knock knees, what we call a valgus deformity, which can lead to early osteoarthritis. And like with anything, I forgot this one. Any metalwork in the body is a source for infection. So at some point you may need revision surgery, right? It can become infected. You're not thinking about when you're older, what's the impact of that going to be? Yep. That's a lot of cost, man, and a lot of things to weigh up just to have a few inches added onto your body. Not in that way, people. Calm down. All right, we'll knock it there. Next and last segment. All right. So this week we have a bit of a difference here. So we're going to bring back our old segment, which is Did You Hear About? Now, I get sent a bunch of stuff from people saying, maybe you might want to discuss this, touch on that, touch on this. This is one that resonated with me, Karan. I don't know if you've ever had to do this, but when applying for jobs online, on job boards, when you're first qualified out of uni, you're fresh, you got to send your CV everywhere. And sometimes a recruiter will approach you for a very random job that has zero applicability to your experience or your job. Case in point, great account on Twitter called No Context Brits, very British humor. Let me read out the email to you that was sent to this person. It's from Ian Poulter. Hi, Sam. I was browsing CVs on Indeed.com, because that's a casual thing you do every day. And your degree in BSc Biomedical Sciences really stood out to me. Yeah. I'm currently looking to fill a position for Smokey Mo's Bar and Grill. Yep. And was ... and I assume wondering if you were free for a call to discuss this. So tell me, in biomedical sciences, what made you think I was a good fit to work in Smokey Mo's Bar and Grill? Elaborate, please. I'd love to hear how a recruiter came up with that thought. I'll tell you how it happened, but if you're a recruiter and you read that back afterwards, thinking on your toes, what kind of bullshit would you come out with?
There is zero defense, isn't there? Like, you'd say, oh, that degree gives you great versatility. You could apply to any role. You know, this is just a role that we've got at the moment. You could say all this shit, but it's clearly just, and you're going to obviously tell us about how this comes about.
Yeah, man. I think if I was that person who sent that email and I was told about it afterwards, I'd have been like, oh, you know, yeah, when you were at university and you were learning all these things, you were thinking, you know, using that fucking Bunsen burner, and you were thinking, yeah, this is the perfect temperature to heat up meat for like 15 minutes to get it prime cut. Like, I'd talk the most amount of shit. I'd really try and sell it. But the way how it works is completely different. There are basically back-end ways that you enter a website like Indeed.com, CV Library, all those sites. There's a back-end for recruiters, and what they do is they tend to put in filters, and then it will pre-populate people's names. So it will say like, hi, name, your degree of X really stood out to me. It will fill in job title and then send. So they send out hundreds of these on a day-to-day basis. And that's how stuff like this happens. You get some that just don't match at all. When you're a graduate, they probably think, I'll take my guess. I'll take my chances. I accept that you will potentially come along and say, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I need a job. I'll do this. Sure. Let's go for it. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, well, I was kind of hoping for a job in, you know, science.
You know, something related.
Bit too much of a reach.
Jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Obviously, I can't relate to it. We have a separate system, which is like only for doctors to apply into doctor jobs. And it's, you know, when you're at that age, we're like, okay, we study medicine, just going to go into a job. Like, there's no like, am I going to get a job? Every doctor gets a job until like recently. So I guess we don't have that kind of thing. But as doctors go through their careers and they look for other side hustle medical type works. So I have been on Indeed, right, looking at like kind of teaching roles within medicine, and that's kind of my experience I've had on there. But yeah, man, that's a dangerous world. You just come out and you get targeted with random shit. And I guess if you're new, you probably don't realize. You may not realize. You might take it seriously, like this person's really talking to me, type of thing. This is like a genuine interaction. I actually find it quite similar to, you know, on our Instagram when we get random people saying, post it on this page, and you'll reply and be like, really? Yeah. Why do you think that's a good idea? I actually love reading your responses. I can hear how you've taken all this anger and you just put it into like 3 words, and I'm just like, this is so good. You just got to concentrate, right? It's like, it's so good. Well, why is that?
One of them said recently.
Yeah. So shit, isn't it?
One of them said recently, you said like TV 8. And I said, sorry, mate, you got too many TVs in your name. And then I just left it. And some of them like it back or something. And I'm like, it's clearly a bot. But I'm just thinking, geez. Post it to Brum Vans. Post it to Birmingham Central. Post it to London Life. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Actually, no, it's not even post it. It's promote it, which means pay me a sum. I'll put it up for you.
Yeah. That's it. That's what they want, isn't it? Yeah. I love how you pose the question.
It is similar to that, man.
Yeah. It's completely that, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, man. But
so did you have this?
Got to keep it going, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, mate, I had this 100 times when I came out of uni. And it's the hope that kills you, Karan, because when you get an email in your box, you're like, oh my God. And then you open it, you're like, oh. And then eventually, after about 20 of them, you just think like, really? It's a bit silly. All right, fine. Yeah, you get it gets old real quick. And I think in one of the job websites, I kept my first ever CV up, and I still get random emails up here and there saying I came across your CV. I still get emails like this. I just send them straight to the bin. But I'm pretty sure I've had one of these in the last year. And it's just for like data admin stuff. Like, yeah, you'd be great as an office assistant, which is probably applicable because you have organization skills and whatnot coming out of uni. Clearly, you must have organized your life to get a degree. So, yeah.
Good point. Point in case. You need to take some time reply to these emails. I'd love to read long essays, man. Just reverse.
Do you know what I do at the moment?
Yeah. See, you're like Saw. You're like, let's play a game. Go on.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Nice. Yeah, go on.
So what I do is, at the moment, obviously I'm in marketing, so I get offered job roles, and the similar thing happens on LinkedIn. So they can do job title, job match, etc. Bam. And some of them say, yeah, you'd be great for this job. And it's like a real low entry level job. And I just message back. I do this. I message them back saying, this is offensive. No.
Wow.
And
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
indeed.
they'll message back like, oh, sorry, which message are you referring to? Because they don't get access to the interface sometimes to what's been sent. And I send them a screenshot back saying this. And they're like, oh, sorry, I think it's just it messed up in LinkedIn. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
but also you messed up putting the right information into here. You offered me a job outside of London, which is going to pay a non-London salary. Like, it just doesn't work.
Like, come on, man.
Being a smart ass. So, no.
It's basically saying you need to move back to Warsaw.
Think
get
correct.
a Warsaw
Come
job.
correct. Yeah.
Get a Warsaw job, mate.
Get a Warsaw job.
Listen, you bang on about cost of living. What do you think cost of living is there where you are compared to here? Okay, just come back.
I think it's cheaper in the flat than anywhere in Birmingham. So eat that. Hold that.
Cheaper in the flat? Why? Because guys, if you don't know, they live near Chernobyl. And it's weird things happen. Stranger Things. It's like Stranger Things type Chernobyl. There's a weird building next to their house where there's one light on or something. And we walk past. And they don't know who puts the light on. It's
hey, man, that place is getting knocked down soon. But also, the running cost of a flat is very low compared to anywhere else in the UK. So, yeah, cost of living for me is all right. You know,
not feeling that pinch, that bad. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
No, I'm sure I will feel it eventually. I will when we move into a house. Definitely will.
I think you need a few more trips to B&M, right? A few more hours need to be spent, okay? You need to get out on the weekend.
Oh, man.
He's getting excited. There we go.
I'm due a run.
He's due.
I'm due a run, you know? Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
You should drive your father-in-law there, right? And then you should go and do said shopping.
Sure, man. I'll just leave him there, and I'll go and do my shopping.
You can take him with you. Probably. I'll tell you what. Sanjay's dad, your father-in-law, probably has great advice. He's grown up, obviously. Not grown up. He's lived there for a long time, so he probably knows where to get the deals, man. And he probably knows people.
Like, he also ran a shop, so he knows.
And he ran a shop,
the
right?
cheapest shit to get,
bro. Like you need to hook up wholesale, baby. That's right. That's right.
True. I could do. You know what? I might do. But what I'll say is just take my cash and carry card. Problem with that is I'll come back with like 16 tubs of very liquid, which is great. I got it at cost price. But
that's it, bro.
Where the fuck
storage,
am I going to put it? Right.
Storage. You're like, Sanj, we don't really need a bedroom, dude. We don't really need a bedroom. Let's just convert that into a walk-in storage unit, right? Bro, like, who needs clothes?
Who needs a wardrobe?
All those colors, £7 t-shirt, wardrobe done, bro. Like, you don't need fancy t-shirt. You don't need Lakers t-shirt.
I've seen your wardrobe. It's twice the size of mine. Shut up, man.
Yeah, I don't wear half of that thing. So this is what you need to. What do I wear? Right?
I don't wear it. It's still there though, right?
It's in the process of going out, but Shindy and I are agreeing to disagree on doing that. I want to simplify, right? I want my wardrobe to be, these are my scrubs, these are my t-shirts, these are my 2 jeans, this is my chinos for wear. Like, I just want it to be, right? The only place I splurge on, right, is if I'm going to a formal event, then I'll ball out. That's the only time. Everything else is super simple.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I'm very proud of you.
Good.
Anyway, back to the point. Recruiters, please do better.
Yes.
You can do better.
You can do better.
That being said, I've never actually ever got a job through a recruiter because the job always flops or something always goes wrong. So you're better off looking out for yourself, people, if you're looking for jobs. Anyway, Karan, anything else to add?
Nope. Happy days.
Tremendous. Right. I will catch you guys next week. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe, message us, let us know your thoughts, and we will check you guys next week. Have a good week, people. In a bit.